There we go. Okay, so how do I look? I know I messed around with the webcam, so it might be a little high right now, but that's alright. How is everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing? We're gonna be doing Nade with your pillow. Um, we're gonna be doing a special stream tonight. This is a proof of concept stream. Hey, Hypnotic, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Um, we are in the creative channel tonight, and we are doing a special photo shoot session. This is, like I said, a proof of concept. I want to make sure something like this would actually work. We'll get a couple things going. I don't have all the equipment I would prefer for this session, and some equipment that I want to work won't work, specifically because of what I'm doing. So, not everything I've set up is the exact way I would usually do it. Hey, Nate, thank you for those, man. But, okay, so I will be showing a live view of the camera, what my camera sees through the Canon EOS utility, and taking photos using my computer through the camera. And just so you guys can see, here's my camera. It's probably a little hard to see. Here we go. There we go. Now, I don't usually use the ring light on photo sessions indoors. I usually use that when I'm outdoors and I can't place flashes. However, I have to make it work tonight because this Canon camera, while in live view mode, will not send a trigger to my will not send a signal to my remote flashes, my remote triggers for my flashes. So I can't set up my flashes properly. So I have one table lamp and the ring light, which will be put on continuous output light mode. It should work still. I did a few test pictures earlier today, just so we could, just so I could make sure it'll be okay. It's probably not going to be the best, but I also don't have about $900 to buy some specific Canon flashes. Now, our subject for the night is going to be this little beauty that I caught earlier today. It's going to be hard to see. There you go. This is an adult female black widow. She was living under one of my tables on the back porch. She had just caught a cricket when I captured her. So she's probably kind of angry at me. It's dissolving. I know that chroma key though. I have a specific setup which I use for a lot of my spider macro shoots. What I do is it's actually kind of hard to show. I have a picture on Twitter. I'll bring it up so that you guys can see it. But basically, I take a deep dish. I put a rock in the middle, and then I fill it with water. Here we go. So you can kind of, oh, here, let me switch over here. So you can kind of see the setup here. This way, it only has the rock to go on. Are you sure about that? I don't think so. Goodbye. Yeah, arachnophobes beware. So what model camera am I using? I'm using the Canon T5i camera. I have on it the Canon 18 to 55 millimeter USM. lens, just the kit lens. And I have two macro rings on here, the 31mm and the 21mm. We'll probably play around with that as well. I also have a 13mm macro tube to put on. So we can get a little closer, a little further, depending. Probably can't get too much closer than what I already am, otherwise I'm putting my lens right on the spider. And that's no fun. Alright, so what we're going to do now, let me go ahead and try and get this set up. Alright, now let's open up the EOS utility. Let me turn on the ring light. Light output continuous, as high as I can go. Right, there we go. Go into live shoot right here. And now it can't see anything because it's macro and it's not looking at a damn thing. And I'm rolling over cords. I have it directly connected to my computer so that we can do this. So, cords everywhere. Now, let me see if I can show you at least what it's going to look like with the rock before I put the spider on it. Now I also have a macro rail on here, but it's a crummy, cheap rail, so it doesn't hold in place all that well. So you can see how close I'm getting there. Just a normal white rock. And that's where we're gonna put. Now, thing is, when you put a spider on in a moat like this, sometimes they take a little bit of time to calm down. So let me go ahead and back up the camera a little bit. Turn on this light. There we go. That's a little more light. That should help. And I can't get the webcam to actually show me doing this because its cord isn't long enough. Otherwise I would. And I'm going to open up the lid of the container that I have Little Miss Widow in and just kind of tap her out onto the rock. Which is going to be fun times. As long as I can keep her web, her silk, from floating over to the edge of the dish, everything will be fine. Otherwise, she can just climb on that web straight over to the edge, and then I'll just have to recapture her. Widows are slow when they're not in a web. Oh, she has a little bit of web that she's been using to anchor herself. There we go. Now she's on the rock. Might be able to see her moving around like that. A little out of focus. Here, let me try and get a little closer. Now, once she calms down and finds a spot to sit, that's when we're actually going to start trying to take photos. Until then, it's kind of useless because you'll just get a bunch of blurries and there might be, you know, a single edge of a leg in focus. Can we get a death counter? The Rock says he didn't sign up for this. So we're just going to wait for her to get a little calm. But she's just, you know, wandering the rock, as you can kind of see in the blurriness there. Trying to see if there's anywhere she can go. But there isn't. Once she figures that out, she'll just sit instead of wasting energy, because that's how spiders are. Looks a little like an out of focus Cthulhu just, roaming in the background. That's hilarious. On the computer. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Now, The Rock says when he heard the Black Widow will be crawling all over, he expected Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Didn't really give The Rock much of a choice. Just kind of picked it up and said, "You will do." Now, when you're doing macro photography like this, you get very, very little in focus. Your depth of field is incredibly small, which is why I do a lot of photo stacking, where I take a lot of photos at different depths of field, and then I stack them so that all the in focus parts come together. Alright, so it's kind of there. Let's see if we can adjust it a little bit. I do not have the best equipment, so it likes to move around a lot. Let's see if we can focus in a little. There you go. You have the face of a Black Widow right there. Try and go back just a little. Look at that. Seems like a trick alien, so would have used. Camera comes in if a spider's giving us a goatsy. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go ahead. Right now I'm at 1/25th of a second, f9.0 and 100 ISO. So we'll take a quick picture here and see how that goes. And it's going to load directly to my computer so we can see it. So that's not bad, and you can actually see the ring light in its eyes. Spider, show me fear. Snap, snap, snap. Show me sexy. So that's pretty good. Now that she stopped moving, let's see if we can adjust the camera a little bit to get into a better position. And maybe refocus the lens itself. I need to move that so that I can see it. Refocus the lens itself. Nope, I need to get a... All jokes aside, I'm concerned for you, Spider, but I believe in you. No, I wouldn't be concerned. Even if I messed up and it somehow bit me, I really even wouldn't need to go to the hospital. Alright, let's go ahead and back up just a little, if I can. A better position would be in a different room. Alright, so that's as far out focused as I can get, which means this is kind of a bad position for the camera to be in. Let's see what we can do. I don't need a lot of moving room though. So we have the leg right here in good focus, so this is a good place to start. Let's take a picture of that. can see all those nice little hairs right on the sides of the legs. Now let's go ahead and move in just a little bit. Now we want to move a little till the next section is in focus. And there you go. You see on the, now we have kind of the knee in focus right here. Oh, waiting for it to jump at the lens and give me a stroke. Black Widows do not jump, so you're safe there. In fact, they're very slow when they're not in a web, and there is no web on that rock. Spider, is it true female Black Widows can lay 300 eggs? So I actually tested that. Each Black Widow sac can contain anywhere between 30 and 90 eggs in general. And a Black Widow I kept once laid 7 egg sacs in a row without needing to remate or anything. So that's 7 for, let's say, an average of 60. That's what, 420 eggs. I did test it. Yes, I did. There we go. That's not too bad right there. Starting to get a little of the other leg. Alright, let's move that in a little more. Maybe back just a bit. Alright. Now we can take a picture of that. Are we sure Spider's not a super villain? Miller Coors. Fuck, it moved, run! There we go. Yep. Well, that's good. Okay, so my know-it-all niece was right. Yeah, they can do a lot of eggs, which is why they're very oh, what's that word I'm looking for? Populous. There's a bunch usually in an area. All right, we're gonna do one more photo right here. All right. Now this is probably going to end up with roughly 15 photos, I want to say, maybe about 10. I'm hoping it's not too much more than that. My computer currently can't handle it. Oh no! Why isn't it moving? Ah, shit. Oh, that just ruined it all. Because my slide decided it wanted to be dumb. Guess we're going to have to restart there. Ah, the perils of actually doing this. You know what? I need a little more playroom so that I'm not crushing the spider with my lens. We're going to take off the 21mm macro tube and put on the 13. And then I should be able to focus in on it. And now I need to bring back up the damn utility. There we go. Alright, so you'll be able to see the difference between, what was it, a 13 and a 21. Just 8mm of macro extension. Wonder if I can move her back a little bit. Let's move that rock back a little. Alright, there we go. Now I can move my camera forward a little bit so it's not hitting the edge of this dish. Have to admit it to you, Spider. But I hate to admit it to you, Spider, but that's how she convinced me to call the exterminator. I'd name it Charlotte and was letting it live in the garage. Yeah, I went on a genocidal spree last year because there were, I counted at the very end of it, I counted roughly, was it 120 adult Black Widows and innumerable babies. Maybe some hairspray will keep her still. Hey Manny, how's it going? May need a lighter when I apply the hairspray. Indeed. Alright, so let's see if I can adjust it. Need you up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the Twitch meetup is not at Spider's house. Nope. I'm quite certain many of you would not like to be here just because I keep spiders as pets. But somehow I knew you would all want to see this stream. So let's go ahead and restart right here. Bethesda posted some new screenshots. Awesome. Yes, I have killed some spiders, specifically Black Widows, because while they're not all that harmful to me, they can be to my 6-year-old. And when there's over 100 of them on my back porch within, spitting distance of the backsliding door, that's not a good place for my kids to be playing. So that's why I went on a spree. As you see, though, they obviously did not all go away. Just out of curiosity, how many do I actually have? I have 17 tarantulas. 17 tarantulas. Alright, so this one came out. Alright, we're back on that leg. That's good. We're going to move back in. There we go. Focused on the other leg a little bit. Strange to think that the little cute spider can have so much danger in its bite, right, Twixlor? It's kind of amazing, actually. Nice. It's looking good. She got some purdy legs. Purdy legs! I've been looking at parts. I'm sorry. Camera's over there. Chat's over here, so I'm all messed up. I'm sorry. I've been looking at parts that I want and compiling everything on PC parts list, but there is so much I don't know each piece. I'm reading up what's best and what to look for. Ah, gotcha. Alright. Move in a little bit. Back up just a tad. How's that looking? That should be alright. Let's do that. Brown recluses. Brown recluses, though, their name isn't just because someone was bored. They're pretty reclusive and they're pretty hard to find on purpose or on accident. You can usually find them, but they usually don't want anything to do with you. Go back in a little bit. There we go. We're almost to the money shot here. Brown recluses, actually, they aren't that bad. I mean, they have a painful venom just like the Black Widow does. Shit! The only time I'm ever gonna curse when I'm taking photos of a spider is really because I hit the camera out of place. Alright, that looks good. How's that compared to what we currently have? Did I knock it down? I think I knocked it down a little. Okay, that might work. Their venom does not cause necrosis. And there is not a single confirmed case of that, actually. However, there are cases of secondary staph infection occurring because of their bites. So if the problem is their bites get misdiagnosed at the hospital, or the effect gets misdiagnosed because it gets infected, and so they treat you for a spider bite when they should be treating you for a staph infection, and so it gets worse, and that's when you get those horrible gory wounds. Do your girls know how to ID black widows and venomous spiders? I know what all niece tells me venomous isn't the right word. If you say she's right about that too, might scream. No, venomous is correct. Venomous is correct. Venom is when they bite you. Poison is when you bite it. So it's poisonous if you eat it and it hurts you. It's venomous if it eats you and it hurts you. Yeah, what Arathino said. So, yeah, they know how to ID black widows and most other spiders, actually. I mean, it's kind of a side effect of living with me. I still want to lick one of those frogs from the Amazon. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Alright, so let's see what we can do. There we go. We just gotten up. Let me back up just a bit. I want to get his Chelicera in focus. The tips of them. Alright, we're going to take a picture right here, then move forward just a little bit. You can imagine our family games when we're arguing about spider venom. That's hilarious. Starting to get there. Ah, damn it, don't move. Damn it! And she moved. This is the fun part of doing stacking macro photography. Subject moves. Gotta restart. But let's see, what do we got here? So this is the last one we had. Can I view 200%? Wait, no, I don't want to do 200%. I want to do 100%. There we go. And these are the, not the Chelicera. The Chelicera are right here. These are the pedipalps right here, and they're very small compared to a more active spider. Oh, the bear spider, this is one of your babies? I thought it was a picture at first. Oh, yeah, no, this is one I just caught outside today. Yeah, let's make it bigger. Maybe a tiny paper hand stuck to a toothpick to give her a little high five to break the tension. Do you have brown widows in Arizona? We do not have brown widows yet. We do not have brown widows yet. They are in California. There's the ring light on the eyes. Isn't that cool? I kind of like that. But we didn't get focused in yet, which annoys the hell out of me. So let's see what we can do. Has she stopped moving? Yes, she has. All right. Let's see if we can get a little closer. All right, now let's focus in a little bit. All right, you know what? We're going to start right there so that hopefully I can get to her head before she moves again. All right. Now I need to back up just a bit. I really need a better sliding rail. The teeth on the gears of this particular sliding rail are too big for what I like to do. But it was cheap. Screw it. We'll do it right there. Simultaneous creeped out in awe of the eyes. Yeah. Just wait until we get a nice good shot of them. Get out of my way. I was trying to look at something. Alright, that'll work. How's that looking? Okay, that was good. You should toss a bug in there and zoom in as much as possible. Get a good shot of the spider jumping down. Antonok, I was thinking about that. Unfortunately, it won't work. Widows only eat when they're in a web. So, this one would not actually capture. No, don't slide forward. She would not actually capture the bug. Stop it. I can't hold it because I'll shake the camera. Stop moving. Please stop moving. Fuck. Alright, so I need to reset up so that it doesn't move as much. If I could move her up a little bit, that would be great so I could be a little more level. Wonder if I can do that. Do I have anything else I could potentially put that rock on top of inside the water? I don't think I do. I'm not sure I want to pick it up while she's on it either. So what can I do here? I can... Alright, we're going to do this different. We're going to work from the back forward using the focus ring instead of the slider. I'll have it stop near her back. Oh, let's see this straw pull. What do you think of Spider's Black Widow special? This is cool, it's scary but cool. Thought he was playing some D&D and have been frozen with fear because they can sense the kind of stuff happening. Unable to switch to chat only mode. Very informative. But let's see what we got here. This is cool, it's scary but cool. Oh, you guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. Alright, so let's get as far back as we can. You know what? That'll work for me. How close are we? Alright, we're okay. So we'll start there, and then I'm going to do an old school focus mode here. Or actually adjust the focus on the camera instead of the slider. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. And try and remember which way I need to focus. There we go. We'll do it right there. Did it move? Hold on. No, it kind of, I don't know. Alright, now let's focus again. That'll work right there. We would need to be 1,000 strong to take that beast down. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's 5 times the size of Spider. I know, look at it, it's huge. Alright, this might actually be a bad angle. We're getting there, I suppose. I feel like it's not focusing as good as it should be. Ah, there we go. Maybe a little bit back in. So the background is the edge of the dish that she's sitting in. Does it look black because of the lack of focus? Indeed, yes. That would be why, plus all the lights focused on her. So it kind of blows out the background and reduces the lighting in the background. Is it bedtime for you, Antonok? Alrighty, you have a good one, man. Sleep well. We're getting there. No. Oh, it's moving its mouth. Which is actually kind of annoying for a photo session, but... Never mind, since we're talking about big scary things, just found a 27-foot snake in the glades earlier today. Nice, Hypnotic. That's a big snake. Alright. Now let's get a couple more. I don't like how that focused. Maybe right there. Yeah, we're starting to get some of the legs in there. Take a picture. There we go. Is the ring light used mainly for macro? That and medical. Ring lights are used for macro and medical. When you need to get a whole bunch of light on the subject, but you don't, you can't get far enough away to use a traditional flash. Spider, apparently there are tons of brown widows in my niece's front yard. If you want some, come on over. It would be nice to take a few photos of a brown widow, but I do not want to introduce them to Arizona. I would get in trouble. Alright, we'll take a picture of that. See that part of the leg in focus. Alright, I'm trying to see how much I can get out of this. Alright, we're starting to get there. This isn't going to be the best photo stack, unfortunately. But we'll see what we can do. Alright. Now, let's back up just a little more. Ooh, can you see that down here? See the tarsal claws? So not ideal for portraiture buildings. Ring lights can be used if you want to be a little artistic with portraiture. You know, if you want to get like the round light shine in their eye. It's also good for beauty portraiture when you have a larger ring flash. And it encompasses them so you get all the light on them. But it's generally not used. No, it's easier just to use multiple flashes. And buildings, no. No, you just want a nice high-powered flash on your camera. Alright, let's see if we can back up just a little more. Bedtime for me, assuming I can sleep after this. Alrighty, we are woo. You have a good one. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Our apartment faces the woods, and we have quite the variety of spider minions that love to make webs in front of the door. Always fun to walk into. But they never seem to be at Android's height. She already knew about brown widows as she ID'd the ones in her yard. The kid is so annoying. Be Kimberly. Alrighty, I'm thinking we're just about done with this set of photos. That could be turned into a stack. So what am I going to do now? Let's go ahead and take off the macro tubes and try and get a good portrait of the spider. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to set this up a little differently. All right, so I need to take it off the slide because without the macro tube extension, it's actually the lens is too short to be on there. The ring light hits the bottom of the slide itself, and I can show you guys slide once I take it off, so you guys know. So this is the slide. See, you put the camera on, has an extra ring on an extra screw post on it, so that if you have a longer lens, you can anchor it down with a lens mount. Let's go ahead and get this back in. Let's put the mount base back on the camera. Alright, it's back in now. I'm going to need to back up a little bit for it. Since I'm not doing macros, the focus distance is actually much larger. Android. What do I have? Did it all close down? It did all close down. Oh, I need to turn you back on. Some good side angles of the beard. It's coming back in nicely. Awesome. Thank you, Nade. I have a very cheap one. It's the MEKE FC100. I think I got it for like 20 bucks. However, Yongnuo makes one that's roughly 100, and it's a much better version. Much better. It can actually do flashes as opposed to this one, which tries to flash but is really just turning on the lights and turning them back off. Back to live view. All right, now. See what I can do here. Was I not fully focused out? That could have made a difference. Let's try turning. Alright, let's focus. There we go. Hey Dina, how are you doing? Am I talking about triggers? No, about the ring light. About a ring light. A poor spider's been there all day. Well, I took her out and put her back in the container. I didn't want her sitting on the rock getting frantic. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a picture of this. Oh my god, nope. I have the MEKE FC100, I think, which is a very cheap $20 ring flash. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Let's focus a little more forward. Get the front legs. But the Yongnuo, let me pull it up. This is the ring flash I would recommend if you had the money for it and you want to get one. Because it's only about $100 and it's a pretty good ring flash without having to resort to Canon's $400 version. Let me find it real quick. I should have, there it is. This one, the Yongnuo YN14EX. It's a very good ring flash. It's completely compatible with the camera. Well, mostly compatible. It doesn't have eTTL, but it does have master TTL. And it's comparable to Canon's version. And it's a much better flash than what I have. Go ahead and close it. Alright, so we were able to get the front legs here. So let's go ahead and try and focus. We got the mid body. We got the front. Now let's see if we can get a little more of the back. There we go, we'll do that. We'll see how that looks. Alright, that looks good to me. Now, unfortunately, I cannot get a nice shot of its hourglass. I was not prepared, but I should know better with this spider. I don't miss those at all. I found one once in my gas mask. Found one once in my gas mask. That was fun. Oh, fun times. There's something very elegant about her. They're very elegant spiders. Yeah, they're nice and sleek. They have their function and they perform it flawlessly. And in case anyone was interested in knowing, the actual species name is the western black widow, or the Latrodectus hesperus. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get her back into her, what time is it? Yeah, it's been about an hour taking photos. I'm going to get her back into her container. And then we'll start working on a little bit of photo processing. Need to get that light out of the way. See how easy that is? And now she's back in. And there's her nice red hourglass right there. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and turn off this light. Turn off the camera. Get some stuff out of my way, so I'm not rolling over cords right now. Bring that up. Now, where did these save? There we go, yeah. Let me go ahead and find those real quick. Bring up Lightroom and just import them all. Oh, let me go ahead and adjust my camera. Close enough? Close enough. Which photo streaming session? Let me look at their details so I know which ones I took just now and which ones I took earlier to test. There we go. And all just import them. Yep, that's what I wanted. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our keywords on the import. Black Widow, Latrodectus, Hesperus, Spider, Arachnid, Photostack, Venomous. That should good. Have my copyright info in there and destination. I'll add it to a Twitch collection. All right, import them. The 27th was your year mark of being out. Congrats, Nade. Kill with fire tag missing. So let's see which one of these. Is it this one? No. Zoom in a little bit on one of these. There we go. Big eyes here. 4 smaller ones up here. The hell's going on with my phone? Okay. So first, this is going to be a test. Let's go into develop real quick. Let's do a little calibration. Well, actually first what I need to do is do my lens correction. See, it'll pull in the lens information for my my Canon lens and correct for all the distortion that the lens has. So it fixes it. Also does any chromatic aberration fixing that it may have. Oh, did I miss its head? I kinda missed its head. That's annoying. Oh well. This is just gonna be a proof though. Sync the lens correction. Now let's look at the camera calibration. I like to look at standard first. And then faithful, and that's practically right. We'll stick with standard. We'll sync it again. And now let's see. I haven't used this program in a while, so I'm gonna hope that it's still paid for. We're gonna export to Helicon Focus. It says my current license is expired, and that's annoying. Not going to download a new one. My license shouldn't be expired. It's not expired. Alright, so what this is going to do, it's going to look at all these and render them. There's 3 different ways to do a focus stack. So let's try the weighted average first. And you'll be able to see that it tries to put all the focused areas in the photo. However, I think usually pyramid works best with spiders. There's a little bit of blur going on there. That's fixable though, but let's go ahead and check with pyramid and see how that looks. Gonna go through, you see the, I don't know if you see the light dots going on. That one didn't turn out too well. Compared to this one. Load up. It's taking a while. There we go. So this is probably going to be our best bet for this, and that worked out kind of good. I'm going to go ahead and save it, but it's not my favorite photo. So let me find where it edited arachnids and Latrodectus. We're going to put a new folder, Twitch shoot. We're going to save that TIFF file right there. I've been to Hawaii 3 times myself. All 3 times to Honolulu though, because that's where the naval base is. And my dad was a SEAL and a jet fighter pilot, which is actually why he went there a lot, because he was an officer who had to teach others. All right, so let's take a look at these. Where was, I think this is the one we started on at the rear. Yeah. So how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to try it. We're going to try. Let's go ahead and correct them. Okay, so those are all good. Probably put in standard. Anything that can make it pop a little. Yeah, I like the portrait on this one. So we're going to go ahead and sync those. I had some Polynesian food once, Nate. Alright, so now that I have them all synced up, we're not doing any processing of them yet. We're just going to... Oh, you know what? I need to close Helicon Focus. That's it. And now it'll import the file I made. Alright, so now these 14 we're going to export to Helicon Focus. My OBS just froze on me, so I don't know how it's doing for you guys. Yes, I know. It's not really expired. It just kind of is. So this one, you can really see how out of focus it is. Now let's see what kind of magic it can do. All right. So I hope the stream is looking okay to you guys. It takes a lot of memory for this to happen. Audio is fine, vid is black. Is it back now, Crimson? Let's make sure everything's okay. Alright, so it's back now. Good. It just took up a lot of process to export the 12 photos. This is a test. This is the proof of concept to see if I can even do this right now. There are 12 photos here, and it's going to attempt to stack them for you guys while streaming. So this is the rough part. Let's go. Everything's looking okay for me so far. Helicon Focus at least takes up a lot less resources than Photoshop does when doing this, and tends to do a better job too. Okay, I see. It did a conversion of all my RAW files into TIFF files. Ooh, man. So what part of it, did it really move that much, or did my camera move that much? Let's try depth maps instead. Okay. The first two. I need to get rid of the first two photos, which is annoying because that was the rear. Then it moved again. And again. Damn it! And then it moved all the way over on the last one. The second to last one. Yeah, okay, so this one actually did a little better. Damn it. Alright, so we're going to get rid of the last two and the first two. Gonna remove all outputs. We're gonna try this again. It moved. It went down a little bit in that photo. The camera itself was moving a little bit too. This is the problem with having cheap equipment. Yeah, it looks a little better, but when she moved down, it was an issue. So when did she move down? There, we're gonna get rid of this. Remove it. Now. Next one. She moved down on the eye shot. And then the camera moved a little bit. Usually it can adjust with that, but once everything moves. So we're going to get rid of these three. Start here. Okay, so it looks like we're just stacking these three photos here, which is annoying. It's not going to be a front to back shot, but it should be okay. A heavy tripod with a good head can help. Indeed, Crimson, indeed. I don't have a heavy tripod. And my focus rail is a $10 cheapo as well. I don't have the funds for a real one. Alright, so this one works out. This will work out for us for now. But then, you know, taking photos of living creatures can also have its downsides. Rathanos, off topic, sorry, but I'm waiting for a game to patch. Their estimated time to patch says 12:90 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what dimension I have to come across for that to happen. Oh my god, 12:90. That's a horrible time. That's a horrible time. I guess I should have said Rip Nade's life savings. Yeah. Get into photography, they said. It's affordable, they said. Yeah. I mean, a decent tripod is going to cost you what, about $150. A decent head is roughly 40, maybe 50 or more. A decent sliding rail is probably going to cost you roughly above 40-ish. I'm using a kit lens with macro tubes, whereas a decent macro lens that I want the 100mm macro, which is roughly 500. I guess it depends on what you mean by decent crimson. Oh well, you're looking at like pro quality stuff then. I'm not. Most of my stuff never cost me more than $20. Most of my stuff didn't even cost me more than $20. So a $150 tripod is going to be loads of quality better than what I currently have. Your $300 tripod is going to be amazing compared to what I have. Was this about Tim Curry? I like Tim Curry. Oh, it's just a jump to the left and a step to the right. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things holding back my macro right now, since I actually do a lot of stuff outside as well, is my lens. I need one with more focus play on it, which is why I want the 100mm Canon macro lens, because then I have roughly a foot of play on it that I can use for the macro, as opposed to getting my lens, you know, this close to the subject using my macro tubes. Alright, so where did it put it? It put it in my library. This one. Yep, that's it. God damn it, Helicon Focus. Are you for freaking serious? You are not out of... Where are you? You there? It is not expired. It expires sometime in December. Hold on. Let me try something here. I'm gonna have to redo those photos. Registered successfully. God damn it, you stupid. 53 days left. I'm gonna have to do it all again. What a bastard. Well, it is a proof of concept if that helps. Indeed, Crimson, it is a proof of concept. what does proof of concept mean exactly? My proof of concept is that I can actually do a stream like this. We've already figured out that exporting photos more than 3 is going to require me to get a little more RAM, so that it doesn't take up the computer's resources. I have 12 gigs right now, but if it's going to convert all my raw files into TIFF files, it's going to need more storage space in order to do so, without taking up all the resources from all my streaming, my Windows, and programs. I've already done all this, but I also figured out I need some better light sources. Since I'm doing this in live view mode, I cannot use my triggers to remotely activate my flashes. And you can't really use a flash on my setup with the macro because the lens is just too close to the subject. You can't get the flash from the top of the camera down onto the subject. So you need those side flashes to be able to get into it. So I need to figure out a little better of a lighting situation or get a better trigger situation going on. I need probably a better anchoring system for my tripod, but that's just standard photography stuff. I have external flashes. The problem is this Canon camera in live view mode will not send a signal to a trigger. I have my remote triggers, but it will not send a signal to it in order to activate my flashes because in live view mode it doesn't do that unless it's a Canon specific flash. Yeah, well, right now I'm using the Ring flash. Hold on, let me actually get the camera off of here real quick and show you guys what I have. All right, so this is how it is right now. If I turn it on, I can do continuous output light and actually make it kind of bright. Right? So this works, but it's not the best. And flashes can actually get brighter. However, cheap. Can I get a second trigger? No. See, that's the thing, Dina. When this camera is in live view mode, it will not send a signal to the hot shoe. It sends no signal to the hot shoe. So even if I have this trigger in, it won't send a signal to it, so it won't send a signal to my other one. And that's unfortunately a drawback to the Rebel series of Canon cameras. There's no setting in order to change that. You need a 60D, a Canon 60D or above, in order to remove that setting. I unfortunately have a crop sensor camera, not a full sensor camera, so they did not give me that opportunity. Set them off manually, literally by hand. Open a shutter, fire the flash, close shutter. Nah, that's too much for me to deal with. I'll just have continuous output lights. I'm not going to try and time flashing. I could have moved the second light over there, but I use it right now for lighting me. So let's see if we can actually do this again. We're actually going to delete this. I don't want that. Why is that open? Let's close that. Is this the other one? No. This one, that one. Delete. I don't want that shit. Alright, let's take a better look at these. That's a big move. That's a big move. Lifted itself up a little bit. So I think it's these four. What was this one? Yeah, that's when it lifted itself up. So these four. We'll just send these ones straight to Telecom Focus. Oh yeah, I was trying to work that. I didn't know what series you were to shoot with. Little spoil with FF over here. Yeah, full frame. I need to proofread. Manatees, nice. All right, so let's go ahead and do this again. We'll do a depth map. That looks okay. Let's go ahead and make sure that it's the best version. Whoa! Disruptive Girl, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Spider's Web. How are you doing tonight? I forgot I have no sound. I just kind of got zoned in. And then we'll do one of the pyramid. Let's try and determine which one looks better. That one's actually pretty nice. Switch over to this one. Looking okay. And Crimson 666, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Spider's Web. We'll check on this one. Like to compare the same spot to make sure it hasn't messed up. It's taking a while to load because it's actually a rather large file. Alright, that one did a little change there. Let's compare it. Alright, that's a little blurrier into Chelicera. This one's a little bright, it has brighter highlights, but it's still a little blurry into Chelicera, and I don't really care about the highlights. I can mess with those. This one's a little cleaner. So we're gonna go ahead and stick with the depth map and save it. What's this? Oh, the manatees? Squeeze. Boop. Alright, we're gonna save that to here. And close, yes. We don't want to import that one. Alright, now where did it save? This one? Yes, that would be it. Let's develop it. Actually, what is the properties of this? Let's see how big it is. Show and explore. 102 megabytes is the file size for this particular image. Alright, so now that we can develop it, we can start messing with it. So let's go ahead and increase the exposure just a little. And then I am, in particular, love my photos to be a little high contrasty. Let's get rid of this and get rid of this. So it's a little bigger. I don't have a big monitor, unfortunately, so you're going to have to deal with this version of a picture. Like that. Boop. Alright, let's... we don't really need the highlights. That works out pretty good. Brings all the details. Now we mess with this just a little. and then we bring back the blacks. All right, let's add in a little more shadow. That'll work. Now you can see all those individual hairs, and you can see where my focus got lost between shots too, which is annoying, since I had to resort to manual focus instead of my shutter or my slider. He's got a little dirt on his head. Yeah. When you remove the shadows, I mean, it does real good. And when you take photos in RAW format, there is so much information that the picture uh, holds that you can just bring out so much. Now, let's... nah, I don't think it needs any more contrast. It's a little bright, though. So let's... that'll work. Now we can mess with some of the detail. I always do a roughly 70-20 to start with. Then I mess with it a little bit. This actually looks pretty good. Comparatively, at least. I love the ring flash in the eyes. See the leg joints? I'm okay with this. Like I said, it's not my best shot, but I can deal with it. Don't need any effects. At least we can see the rock. Look at that. See all the web that it laid down? Just randomly so that it could actually stand. I think this is roughly good. I'm wondering what else I need to do. Because the background's nice and smooth. I like seeing the details of the random web laying around, so I don't need to get rid of that. The hair is okay. There is that issue with the blur between, but we'll deal with that. I think this one's good to go for now. Alright, so we're gonna give that a rating. Let's look at some of these other ones. Did I ever get it to the head or no, that it moved. Damn. We might be able to make that work though. So let's give that a shot. We'll export this to Helicon Focus. I'm going to call it a night. Awesome stream, Spider. Can't wait to see the finished image. Awesome, Android. You have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you get some good sleep. Alright, so let's see what happens here. We're gonna... Damn, why aren't you doing this proper? Nah, it moves it too much. Okay, which one is this one? Where does it really move? Really moves on the face shot. That's annoying. Let's get rid of that. Try it again. Alright, so you can kind of see how it did pretty good with the legs here. Up until there, where I can't add it in. Nah, I'm not going to use this. Alright, so what do we have here? We have this guy. Let's go ahead and move it to Photoshop. Okay, flash at me. There's me a while back that was pretty popular. All the humanity! That's hilarious. What is this? Why do I have a timeline? Oh, because I was attempting to do 3D stuff. That's right. Clean. Alright, let's go back to photography. Not typography. What are you doing? Okay, you're being weird now. Oh my god, really? Go, photography. Leave it there. Don't do anything. Close the timeline, please. There we go. That sound made me drop my phone on my face, just switch headphones, and it was a lot louder than I thought. I'm sorry. I don't know. I could throw on some music if you guys want. There you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw this through an unsharp filter, unsharp mask. Cleans it up a little bit. Is there anything I really want to do to this? So I'm not sure I really want to mess with this anymore. It's looking pretty good to me. I really like my photos to be as true to life as possible, and this is probably as close as it's gonna get. The only thing I might want to do is clean up the dirt on its head, but again, you know, I think that's kind of neat. Has a little bit of dirt. Looks good as is. That's what I'm thinking, Disruptive, yeah. Oh, I thought we were talking about the manatee. I really enjoy how this one is, so we're gonna go ahead and save it as is. There. Close it out. We'll go ahead and export this. Alright, we're going to put this into the Latrodectus folder. Hey babe, how are you? I'm sorry. Arachnids, Latrodectus, Twitch shoot, select close, custom, edit. We're gonna call this Hesperus 4-shot or 4-stack Twitch. Done. I like food. You made that? I did make that. I did. Welcome. Got that. Alright, export. There we go. And here is the finished result at 10.2 megabytes. So not too bad. I can quickly upload it to Flickr, give you guys a link, and you guys can actually take a look at it on your own monitors if you want. Throw that over here. Gonna go ahead and add it to a Twitch album. I'll go ahead and make a new album for that. Creations during Twitch live stream. Created, done, upload, continue. And let me go ahead and grab that. Get the link. And here you guys go. Now you can see it on your own monitor at whatever resolution you have, instead of on this small Twitch screen. Now it is a JPEG, it's not a RAW, it's not a TIFF or anything, so there will be a little bit of compression done. However, it should look pretty good because I did full quality. There we go. Yeah, it is 10 out of 10, or should I say 8 out of 8? Oh, I see what you did there, Nade. I see what you did. Alright, so what I want to go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break. I need to use the bathroom. My wife just got home. Kind of want to say hi. So, I'll be back in just about 5 minutes. Go ahead and smoke them if you got them. And, take care. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. I am back. So let's go ahead and pause that music for a minute there while I try and figure out what we're gonna do now. I could always try and set up and take a picture of something else, but I don't know what. This is, just more of a proof of concept, not really a full out session. And it worked for the most part. Thank you, Nade. Very awesome. I was able to do some small photo stacking. Now, for some certain images, which you can find on my Flickr as well, there are. Let's see if I can find it real quick. One of the specific ones. Where's my Brachypelma albopilosum? Nope, that's not it. Not that brachy. Oh, it's not there. There it is. Seed size, Smithy. There it is. Like this particular image right here is 24 images? Yeah. This one is 24 images. There you go. This is the carapace from the molt of a Brachypelma smithi, or Mexican red knee tarantula. That one took 24 different images to make. That, however, would not be able to be done until I get more RAM while streaming, because it just takes up way too much memory. Did you have enough to make one of the profiles shot? Well, we can try it. We can try it again. Let's go and do that real quick. Alright. Yeah. High encoding, so high CPU usage. Or molt. First time I read that, my mind was blown. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, let's go ahead and do the depth map again. We'll take a quick look at it. I don't know. This one might be better with the pyramid. All those years I thought the husk in the corner stuck in the spiderweb was its dead body. Nope, it just means bigger and somewhere else. Yep, exactly. Only saw a tarantula once the whole time I lived in Arizona, but plenty of coyotes and javelinas. I have a lot of wild tarantula shots. I've never seen one around where I live, but I can go out and find one. This one compared to this one. The one thing I've never found, even when out searching, is the Scolopendra heros, the giant desert centipede. I really want to find one of those and take pictures, but they're very hard for me to find for whatever reason. Scorpion spiders? Oh, you mean like the sand scorpions, or oh god, what is that general name? Nate knows what they are. He saw them over in Afghanistan. Uh, they're like sun spiders or wind scorpions or whatever you want to call them, but their actual name is Solifuga. Yes, it's a Solifuga. I'll type that in for you guys. Solifuge. Solifuge. There you go. Camel spider. Yeah, those things need. We had tarantulas in our house when I was a kid. Terrifying. Tarantulas are probably one of the least harmful spiders in the world. Alright, so we have all three. Let's go ahead and zoom in on a spot here and compare. Load up. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Alright, that one's a little more contrasty, but a little less detail. That one has a little more detail in it versus this one. A little blurrier. Okay, so we're back to the depth map. That worked out pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and save that one. Exit out. That should import. There we go. Hey Talon, how are you doing? Yes, I am really doing this. You'd rather deal with coyotes. Its abdomen looks so leathery. It kind of does. Now remember, it is a chitinous shell. It's kind of a soft shell, but it is a shell. It's a little blurry, but that's alright. We're gonna crop it down a bit and start working on it. So we'll bring up the exposure just a little, bring up the contrast so that we can really tell the difference. And get rid of those highlights and get rid of those shadows. And now we'll start working on the whites. Just until we see something there. And we'll start bringing back some of the blacks. Works, and now we'll put a little bit of shadow back in. There we go. Everyone have a great night. Alright, EJ, you have a good one. Sleep well, man. Backs away slowly and doesn't take his eyes off the window for even a second. That's funny. That's funny. Alright, so we got that set up there. I'll just bring in some of the sharpening. Take a look at it. Probably don't need quite as much luminance going on. That's a good spot, right at 20. It's not the best of photos again, but it works out. Runs waving arms in opposite direction. Alright, so let's go ahead and edit this in Photoshop real quick. Do an unsharp mask to it. That second pair of legs, chills and awe. Which second pair of legs? Load up. You're done, aren't you? Can I zoom in now? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a little blurry in the butt. And the head could have been better. That's artifacts from the photo stacking. Unfortunately, we didn't get an actual in-focus shot of the head. Second from the front. Oh, these ones? Yeah. Maybe the front ones, the very big ones? Yeah, the front ones and the back ones are very long. The two middle ones, legs 2 and 3, are shorter. Alright, so let's throw an unsharp mask on it. Now we'll look here. A little more. Let's do a slightly bigger threshold. No, we need to reduce that. Back to 0.1, 111, that's good. Just cleans it up a little bit. Just a little. So that you can really see those legs. Yeah, I'm a grab you legs. Yep. Well, there we go. I think that one's pretty much done. Now I'm not sure there is anything else I could do. Unfortunately, you can't create detail. You can only improve detail. So that's saved. We'll exit. That comes right out. Here it is. We'll go ahead and export that. Same settings. Use a unique name. There we go, and I'll upload that one to Flickr as well and throw its link in. Come on. It closed. Why would you do that? Alright, where did it go? Edited arachnids, Latrodectus. And 4-stack Twitch, part 2. Add album Twitch. Done. Upload. And link. Here we go. There you go. Now you can see it on your own monitor. So that's fun times. Yeah, that rock has a lot of detail though, doesn't it? All that web all over it. Oh man. I wish, yeah, I need to get a better slide rail. One that doesn't slide on its own because of weight. So what did you think of Cydia?